In this video I am going to try and show you how to do a loop and I'm going to refer to this file because there's a lot to hold in your mind all at once, and I'm having to teach myself and remind myself every year because I don't do it very often. But this is how you do it. Okay, this is or a way of doing it, because there's usually lots of different ways. Go to a new file. Okay, I'm going to refer back to this file as we go along so you can kind of see what we're doing and what we're aiming to do. So start a new file and go to a new sketch. Okay, let's put the sketch on this side here. Do a circle. So we're just going to do a circle like that to start off with. All right, and we're going to dimension this circle at I believe it's 100. Okay, and then I'm going to dimension it from here down to here at 50 so that it's just sitting nicely there. Okay, I will double check these dimensions along here because they all have to kind of work, and that's this first one here that I've done 100 there. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to extrude that sketch like this. We're going to extrude it by 200. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to do it the other direction because that's the way I'm going to do my loop. So I've changed it here, and it's not going to be a solid. It's going to be what we call a surface. So it's thin air and it's like a plane, and it's just a shape that doesn't have any solid mass. Click OK. All right, we're going to start a new sketch, but we haven't got a plane to put it on at the moment that we really want to. So I'm going to have to open up Origin here, find the one that's on the bottom there, right click and make that visible. Okay, there it is. So now I can start a 2D sketch and I can put it on here. Whoop, there it is. Okay, now I want this line that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to check what the dimensions are for that line, so I forget. So we want it 20 degrees and we want it at 335. So I've worked out these dimensions for you already. So here we are. We're going to come along here, and it's going to be 335 long. Press tab and then put it in as 20. If your angle is showing the other angle, then that would be 70. Click OK. All right, and there you go. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to wrap this around this surface. To do that, you have to start a 3D sketch. Okay, so I'm going to start a 3D sketch here. All right, and I'm going to use this project to surface button here, and it's this button here that we want to wrap around the surface. Okay, now we select once we've highlighted that button, we select the surface that we're going to do, then click on this button here and select that line. Okay, and click apply. You can see it wraps it around that point, and if you check here, the dimension of 335 is important because it goes all the way to the very end, which is important for us. All right, so finish your sketch. Now you've got that in there. The next thing we want to do is we want to pick this. So if this origin is still open, we now want to highlight not that one, not that one, that one there. So the very top one. So selecting that, right click on that one and make that one visible. Now we want to go back to starting a 2D sketch, and we put a 2D sketch on there. Just before I do that, I'm going to show you what I'm intending to create, okay, which is inside here, and it's this button here. So we're going to make a, if I zoom in here, this is what we're going to do, a 20-degree kind of gutter on that bottom point. So come back to here, we'll select 2D sketch and put it on this plane here, okay, down to the bottom here. All right, so now I'm going to click a circle, click on the circle at that point there. I'm going to put that as 20 degrees, diameter. I am then going to offset that by 3 millimeters. I'm then going to put a line straight across here, like that, and then I'm going to trim these areas. Okay, and that's giving me a nice gutter shape, like that. All right. Oh, double click on that again. I believe I forgot to trim the inside areas as well. This one here and that bit there. Okay, cool. So that's now a nice gutter shape. Now I'm going to use the sweep tool, which you've probably used before. Okay, and select that area. Then I want to select the curve, okay, which is this one here. All right, I'll select the path. So now I want to select the cut. There it is. Click it down, and that goes all the way around. So the first profile was selecting that line there, and then you click on the curve and select the line, and it takes it all the way around. You click OK. Okay, so that's now put in the main bulk of a loop, the loop. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to bring this part out here. And to do that, I'm going to offset this plane here by 40 millimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to put a 2D sketch straight onto this plane here. Now we're going to go from this area here. So I kind of want this bottom part here, but I don't want to use any of that. So I'm just going to click on my construction button here and then project geometry of this button, that kind of bottom line there. It's done a dotted line. Make sure you turn that off afterwards. You now want to kind of take your rectangle tool, all right, and we're going to just select that part there. We're going to go out by, I think, well, to the end here. That's where we want to kind of go out by. So it should be by it's 13 because diameters, and it's only going to be 0.5 high. Okay, but it should actually, just bear with me, it should go up like that. That's it. That's how we want it to be. So 13 in length and then 0.5 high. We're going to repeat that going the other way. Okay, so from here this way. All right, so it's going to be 0.5 high. I'm just going to tab this by 13. All right, and then important, we're going to just trim this inside area. There's actually 2 lines there for both rectangles. It's telling me that he doesn't want to do that because I've got a dimension linked to it, no doubt. So I'll just right click OK, see if we can just select that dimension and delete that. Let's see now if we can trim that line. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just take escape out of our tool and just right click on all of that and delete that. And what we'll do instead is we'll just come down, take our rectangle box, because we only want one shape, hover over until you get both lines like that, and then just like that, and it should be 26 long. So I'm going to do a 0.5 high, 0.5, tab 26. Okay, there we go. So I've got my rectangle down the bottom there, and it's only 0.5 millimeter high. I can now finish that sketch like that. So now we want to loft that, so we're going to click on the loft button. That's the phone just nicely ringing, just in perfect timing. So once you've got your loft button selected, can you see I selected it there? All right. Then we want to come and select the first face, which I just did, and then that button there, and that now brings a nice kind of shape to it there. Let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, so that's the first part that we've done. We would then do a fillet. Let's get ourselves a nice fillet on the edge here. Let's see if we can increase this to a nice high number, maybe 20. All right, and just click on that top button there, and that should just make that even more of a gradual fillet going up. All right, maybe I can also fillet if I just change that to 2 millimeters, maybe just this edge and this edge. Okay, and that can kind of make it a little bit more rounded going up. Okay, so that should work. We'll just see now if we can rotate that pattern around. So start a 2D sketch, put it on the bottom kind of plane, and then we need to actually have a dimension between here and here. So we're actually going to finish that sketch. We can't do this yet until we know the dimensions. So I'm going to right click on that and delete that. And I am going to start a 2D sketch and put it on here. Right, I'm going to project the geometry first of that kind of circle, or that point really is what I want, okay? And then I'm going to project the geometry of this circle right here. If you want, you could also turn it around so you can actually see what you're trying to project a geometry of. So it's that point there that I really, really want. Okay, and then I'm going to take a line. We can make this into a construction if you want. Now I can clamp onto that kind of, or hit that button there, and we can draw the line to here. Okay, and we've now got that dimension that we've just done there. All right, this dimension between, there you go, that line there. All right, so it's 114.577. Now we know the dimension, the exact midpoint of here, and because we've got a line there, In fact, you could also, if you were kind of clever, you might be able to just go back to that sketch. All right, you might be able to just right-click that line and turn construction on. If we can get, I'm not sure we can get that line. There we go. It should be not a construction line now. Okay, so I've kind of changed it, but we'll see how we get on. Okay, so now start a 2D sketch and put that on the bottom there. And we can see if we can project geometry that line there. Maybe we can. Okay, and then when you come along here, select the circle tool. There you go. See how it just jumps onto the midpoint there? Okay, because I've now done that line. So now I've done a circle. I can put in a, I've got selected my circle tool. I found the midpoint between those two curves. It's an odd number, which is why I kind of did it as a line. I've done myself a circle there. I'm just going to extrude that circle by say 20. Because I don't want it as a solid, I'm going to make it a surface instead. That will do. We just need a round kind of area there. Now, with that done, we can go to our circular pattern tool, click on features. So the features that we want were way back here, and it was this one here, this one, and this one. Okay, and the rotational axis was that circle. There it is. We only want it to go around twice, so it just puts it nice and neatly there. And is it going to do it? Right, it's going to cancel it. It's going to give me a problem, and that's mainly because of this fillet tool. I wondered if that was going to give me an issue, and it is giving me an issue. Let's just see. It's giving me a funny thing. Not let me. I want to delete. Come here. Don't want to edit the feature. I want to delete it. It's not letting me see it. Always a bit annoying when it does this. There we go. Right, right click. I'm going to delete that feature. It's probably going to delete some other things, but let's see now. We've still got everything else. So now we can do the loft and that one. We'll do the rotational axis as that one. We want it just twice. Click OK. And boom! There it is. Okay, so we've now got a gradual up and around. Okay, so the last thing that we want to do is we want to create a support for this. So I'm going to start another 2D sketch. By the way, you should probably save it by now. It'd be annoying if you lost all your work now, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to click there on that surface. All right, that's the one with the semicircle on it. So now I am going to project geometry of this circle. Now the main line I want is this kind of, yeah, this circle here. Okay. And also the outer circle to there. Okay, right. With that done, press Escape to get out of that Project Geometry tool, or right-click OK. Then go to Slice Graphics, and you can see exactly what you've done there. Okay, now these lines join up from there to there. So I'm just going to just join those two lines from there. How high did it go? It seemed to go all the way to the top. We should be all right. Come on. It's just thinking for me. It doesn't want to change shape. There we go. I haven't clicked again. Bing. I've got a line joining from there to there. I don't actually want this side. It does a funny thing if you do it. In fact, let me show you what it does. Okay, so I'm now going to click between there and there. Okay. Before going any further, let's finish that sketch and see if we can extrude that kind of shape. Look, it works. The problem is when we want it to go the other way, and when you click that way, it cuts in on this side because the loop kind of starts to go that way. So we don't want that. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go back down to that sketch, double click on it. Double click. There we go. All right, I'm going to put a little line. So just escape out of that. Slice my graphics again. There we go. I'm going to put a little line here between this point and this point. Okay, that's great. Now there's something else we actually want to do. We want to just join up more on this side and make ourselves a nice flat area. So let's take this out to what? Should we say 20? And tab, and we'll get that nice straight 90 degrees. And we'll just add this up onto this side here like that. Okay, now we've got a nice enclosed shape there. We can press extrude, and now we can just select that part of the semicircle and that part, change the direction. Let's go back by about 30 millimeters. Click OK. Change it around so you can see kind of in that area there. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually use my little wheel just to nudge it around. Okay, and I am going to just fillet that little corner there with something like, you know, a 10. Not as big as 10. 5? Still not good. 5. Let's go down to 3. There you go. 3 works. Okay, 3 works. So 3 mil fillet, and that just makes that a little bit of a stronger joint there. Okay, with that done and in mind, okay, now you can use your circular tool, back to the circular tool, and we're going to select the last 2 things that we've done, which is that extrusion and that part. Click on your rotational axis, still got this circular tool here, change it to 2, click OK, that's put that strengthening support there, and there we have it. Now we just want to neaten it up a little bit, so let's right click and turn that visibility off. Turn that visibility off, turn off that visibility, can't see that one, let's just go up, that's the actual extrusion here, so we're going to take that visibility off there, turn off this visibility. Alright, if you can't see which ones are which, like which ones are all of these kind of lines, okay, then you can just kind of hover over until you can find them. So that line was down here somewhere. Was it that one? There it is. Turn you off. Yeah, and this extrusion here is turn you off. Okay, and then lastly this line, which I think is inside this sweep. Not inside this. Yeah, that's this one here, I think. Yeah, there you are. Hey, there it is. Okay, so now you want to save your work, and then importantly for 3D printing, you want to go to your kind of print and then send to 3D print service, and you are looking to get an STL file. Make sure you click on options and make sure you click hi and OK, and voila, you can start 3D printing now.